Anthony Davis can't be ordinary. Stephen A. Smith pins blame on Mavs star for Nico Harrison's firing as true feelings laid bare. The NBA world is buzzing once again after Stephen A. Smith dropped one of his most fiery takes of the season, and this time, it's not about LeBron James or Draymond Green. Instead, Smith turned his attention toward Anthony Davis and the Dallas Mavericks, linking the Lakers superstar's mindset and leadership to a surprising ripple effect that somehow led to the downfall of Mavericks GM Nico Harrison. It's a wild, opinion-packed breakdown that left fans debating whether Stephen A. was exposing an uncomfortable truth or just stirring the pot in classic ESPN fashion. Stephen A. Smith goes off. During a heated segment on First Take, Stephen A. Smith didn't hold back. He began by saying, "Anthony Davis can't be ordinary. He's too talented to just be good, he needs to be great every night. When he's not, it affects everything, not just the Lakers, but the tone around the league." Those words quickly gained traction online, especially after Smith connected the dots to Dallas' recent front office drama. Smith argued that the Lakers' inconsistency, driven in part by Davis' unpredictable performances, created a domino effect. Other Western Conference contenders like the Mavericks, who were already under immense pressure, started making desperate moves to stay competitive. When Anthony Davis coasts, when the Lakers fall apart, other teams start believing they can sneak in, Stephen A. explained. That pressure builds, and guess who pays the price? Guys like Nico Harrison, who take the fall for organizational chaos. The ESPN analyst's claim was both bold and baffling, suggesting that Davis' lack of intensity had somehow factored into the Mavericks' front office instability. But when you listen closely, there's a deeper point Smith was trying to make. The Mavericks' meltdown. The Dallas Mavericks have been under the microscope for weeks. Despite Luka Doncic's MVP-level performances and Kyrie Irving's moments of brilliance, Dallas has struggled to maintain consistency. The team's front office faced mounting criticism over questionable roster decisions and their inability to build a sturdy supporting cast. That all came to a head when reports surfaced that Nico Harrison, the man who helped lure Kyrie Irving to Dallas and engineered multiple win-now moves, was being fired. The move shocked the NBA community. Harrison had been seen as a progressive executive, someone who bridged the gap between player culture and management. But after another uneven start to the season, ownership decided it was time for change. According to league insiders, Luka was reportedly frustrated by the lack of defensive depth, while fans were growing impatient with the team's inability to capitalize on Doncic's prime years. The Mavericks needed a scapegoat, and Harrison, fairly or not, became that figure. Stephen A. connects the dots. While most analysts were discussing Dallas' internal decisions, Stephen A. zoomed out to take a league-wide perspective. He argued that stars like Anthony Davis set the competitive tone for the Western Conference. If AD comes out and dominates night after night, the Lakers look like a powerhouse. That forces teams like Dallas to make better decisions. But when AD disappears, the whole West gets murky, and that's when panic moves happen, he said. Smith then turned the discussion emotional, claiming Davis doesn't seem to grasp the responsibility that comes with being a generational talent. Anthony Davis can't just show up and play basketball. He's supposed to dictate the temperature of the league. He's supposed to make other teams fear him. When he doesn't, when he settles for jumpers, when he fades in fourth quarters, everyone feels it. That everyone apparently includes Dallas, according to Smith. It's a controversial stance, but one that fits the narrative Stephen A. loves, a story about accountability, leadership, and the ripple effects of superstars not living up to their billing. Fans react. Fans immediately flooded social media with their thoughts. Lakers fans defended Davis, pointing out that he's been putting up all NBA numbers while dealing with constant double teams and carrying the defensive load. Blaming AD for Nico Harrison getting fired is wild, one fan wrote on X. Stephen A. really thinks Davis controls the entire NBA ecosystem. Meanwhile, others found some truth in Smith's words. He's right about one thing, another user posted. When AD is locked in, he looks like a top 3 player in the world. But when he disappears, it makes you question his hunger. Mavericks fans, however, were quick to shift focus back to their own franchise, arguing that the real issue lies within ownership and front office indecision. "Don't drag Anthony Davis into our mess," one fan commented. This was all Mark Cuban's doing. Nico tried to make it work, but you can't rebuild and compete at the same time. The broader message. Stephen A.'s take, while exaggerated as always, highlighted a real concern across the NBA, the leadership vacuum among superstars. Players like LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Nikola Jokic are seen as tone-setters who elevate not only their teams but the entire league's standard of play. Davis, despite his talent, has yet to consistently embody that leadership presence. Smith concluded his segment with a statement that hit hard: Anthony Davis has the tools to be the best player on the planet. But greatness isn't about stats, it's about impact. If you're great, you make people play different. You make executives think twice before firing someone. That's what separates legends from stars. It was a theatrical finish, classic Stephen A., but the message was clear: Davis' potential remains both his gift and his curse. What's next for Dallas and AD? For the Mavericks, the post-Harrison era begins with uncertainty. The front office now faces the daunting task of proving that Luka Doncic's loyalty can be sustained through yet another reset. The team must rebuild its identity, possibly by adding more defensive-minded role players and a consistent interior presence. As for Anthony Davis, the spotlight only grows brighter. With LeBron nearing 41 and the Lakers desperate to chase another title, the pressure is squarely on AD's shoulders to lead by example. Every lackluster game fuels critics like Stephen A. Smith, while every dominant performance quiets them, temporarily. If Davis wants to silence narratives like this one, he'll need to show the kind of night-in, night-out intensity that reminds the league why he's considered one of the most gifted big men of his generation.